Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket trained, the bombs bursting in air, Gabe moved through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the frame, you're the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the brave, in the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeed TV.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now. So are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then I can't help. I've be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, this all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle, any person that comes. Got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now, so are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Huh? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't want that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, this the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it again for the OP Monday Night Premiere Series presented by Buttkicker. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode right here on Maxspeed TV. We are in the Elite 8 finale tonight, so after tonight we will cut to the top 4. Glad everybody can tune in, and first and foremost, I want to apologize to all of our fans out there for last week's debacle. Man, that it just was not a good stream, and I am not going to put a product out like that. It's not fair to you guys. It's not fair to our drivers' families that watch, and you know, it's just, if I can't put out a good product, I'd rather not put anything out. So, from me and Maxspeed TV, I do want to apologize to everybody for last week. But we got all of that technical issues worked out. We are about 4 minutes left of practice here before we get into qualifying. So, we are going to jump right into our point standings. Of course, we are in the top, or the Elite 8. So these 8 drivers are battling it out right now for a spot in the top 4 of the championship 4. Starting next week, Hunter Reynolds already in with the win last week. We'll try to get with Hunter here in just a little bit for that interview. Adam Kilday right there at plus 13. Jeff Crosby Jr. at plus 3. Zach Workman at plus 0. Kenny Real on the bubble as well at minus 0. Josh Ball minus 2. Gabe Butler minus 3. And Mr. Mark Mann minus 16. So what happened last week? Well, while we were gone, Hunter Reynolds with the victory last week. Josh Ball in second. Jeff Crosby Jr. third. Adam Kilday fourth. And Zach Workman in a fifth. Your stage winners, Vicente Guerrero, winner of stage 1, and Hunter Reynolds, the winner of stage 2. We get to the most points from the last 3 races. Adam Kilday with 145. Hunter Reynolds at 131. Jeff Crosby Jr. at 131. Josh Ball at 112. And Gabe Butler at 117. I think that should be reversed, but you know how it is when somebody else does the points. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and let's pull this back up so I know how much time we have. About 2 minutes left of practice, but I want to go ahead and bring Hunter up to the booth real quick. Hunter, man, of course we know what happened with my system last week with the power supply unit and trying to run off the old system, but you did get the victory last week, man, and that gets you locked into the championship 4. How are you feeling tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm feeling great tonight. You know, we're just going to come out here, have a good time, help out my teammate, and kind of just enjoy the week. So, yeah.
Well, of course, you know, these guys are still battling it out, you know, because, you know, points still matter. Of course, the victory will get them into that second spot. But overall, points right now is pretty tight.
It is, yeah. Gabe, he's out by a couple, I think, and Of course, I stole the win last week, so only 3 people are gonna get in tonight, and I mean it's gonna be a tough one. You know, all the final 8 are very good drivers. It's gonna be a dogfight. I mean, this is a heck of a place to have the cutoff race for the dang final
Right.
fours. I mean, you know, pick the most elbows up dang racetrack out here, but it'll be fun. I like '08. It's a good track, and we'll be racing hard out here tonight.
Well, there's a lot of guys that like '08. I am not a fan of it, but you know, like we talked about before, it does bring out the better drivers for sure, who can hold the line, who can maintain a line, and but basically who can stay clean.
But yeah, that's the kicker, and that's part of the reason why I'm pretty glad among other reasons, why I stole the win last week. Because, you know, if I get wrecked out tonight, yeah, it sucks. I want to help out my teammate, but we're still good. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one, man. This race is going to be chaotic. I hope it's not a lot of cautions. I hope we can just kind of race hard and not wreck each other. But really, you never know at this track. So, it's going to be a good one, hopefully. It's going to be a good one.
It definitely should. Well, Hunter, appreciate taking the time. I wanted to get Jimmy up here for just a second, but go get ready for practice or for qualifying, buddy, and we will catch up with you soon.
Oh yeah, hope you do. See you later.
See you, bud. Well, before we get into practice, if I can get my mouse to work, I want to bring Jimmy Reynolds up here. Jimmy, real quick before you go qualify, buddy. Again, I apologize to you and all the drivers on Facebook and on Discord. Apologize to our fans out there for last week. You know, we're kind of at the mercy of technology sometimes.
Yeah, we are, and we understand that that happens. And so your engine was only running on about 6 cylinders, so we get it.
I think I got cut back to 4 cylinders actually, because it was bad, buddy. And like I said, it's not fair to you guys. But thanks for the understanding. But real quick, Jimmy, final 8 or Elite 8 final race tonight. What are you expecting out of these guys tonight?
I think it's going to be a dog fight. So it ought to be a good race at '08, and my boy's locked in, so I'm happy about that. So he could probably take it easy, but I'm pretty sure he won't.
Well, y'all still got a teammate that's in the contention here, and I'm sure you guys are probably going to be helping him. Well, Jimmy, go get your qualifying in, buddy, and we will catch up with you soon.
All righty. Hope to talk to you later.
All right, bud.
All right.
All right, we'll get him back down there as we get our qualifying up here. The guys are out on the track. Mr. Les Levy, one of the guys out there. And I did have all of my volumes set, but it looks like it might have reset, maybe not. But Eric Laurie out on the track, Alex Giffen. Adam Schramm coming off of pit road. Gabe Butler out there. Richard Kuhn, Dustin Boxton. Yeah, I figured it did that. Nate Warren out on the track as well. Kenny Reel, one of our playoff drivers out there. Andy Brigante, Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds, Mark Mann at the bottom of the Elite 8. He's going to need a win to advance tonight. Of course, Mark is on a little bit of a hot streak, so we'll see what happens. Hunter Reynolds out there. Zach Fritch out on the track. Dave Hunt and Sean McCara. Now, you're going to notice that the guys with the green rear spoilers and the green front air dams on the trucks are going to be your playoff drivers. You see Kenny Reel with his. Let me get on. And right now, Kenny Reel was sitting at the top. Hunter Reynolds jumping out there with a 51.69. Jumping out to that lead. Jimmy Reynolds in second. Eric Laurie with a 51.66. Richard Kuhn with a 51.67. Alex Giffen jumping out there with a 51.66. Gabe Butler with a 51.64. Right now, Gabe does have that top spot. Les Levy in a second right now with a 51.65. You guys will have to excuse SDK. You know how that has been acting up on me. But let's go ahead. While these guys are finishing up, we'll go ahead and show our teams here. We'll start with Team Buttkicker Esports, consisting of Dude Conrad, Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, Eric Laurie, and Gabe Butler. Then we got Team Wicked. That is Eddie Brigante, Andrew Schroeder, John Guerrera, Doug Johnson, and Alex Giffen. We got the Nerd Esports team of Steve Rada, Jeff Crosby Sr., Peter DeBorgia, Richard Kuhn, and Dustin Logston. Checker Flag Motorsports, the CFM guys, Bubba Whittingham, David Overstreet, Dave Hutt, Les Levy, and Lynn McNeese. Then we go to Team FSR Fuel Sim Racing. That is Zach Fritsch, Nate Warren, Zach Workman, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Sean McCara. We go to Team Vendetta. That's going to be Alex Green, Mark Mann, Rick Sanchez, Adam Kilday, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, and James Mayer. We get to Team No Presta. That's going to be Josh Ball, Kenny Real, Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Luttrell, Adam Schramm, Stephen Miles, and Brandon Pfeiffer. And then you got the Team Dell Cup, Team Brian Wang, and Steve Korosek. Of course, the part-timers you can see there, Kevin Fries and Sebastian Marin, Seabass. That's going to be our teams. Well, I see everybody out there chatting it up already. Brendan Kennedy, William Luttrell, Everett Grover. Thanks you guys for tuning in and keeping an eye on everything there in chat for me. I do appreciate that, guys. And I believe, let me refresh this. We are done with qualifying, and it looks like Vicente Guerrero getting that top spot. Well, let's go ahead and find Vicente here, and we'll bring him up to the broadcast booth real quick. Vicente, man, kind of caught you off guard there, but you got that top spot tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I guess I got lucky with some clouds.
Is that what it was?
Apparently, that's what the guys say.
I think you might have put a little bit of that mountain corn liquor into that fuel tank. Maybe gave you an extra horsepower or two.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I do or don't.
Well, buddy, awesome job, man. You know, it's going to be a tough fight out there tonight, you know, especially with this Elite 8 final race of the Elite 8. You're going to have those top 8 guys there try to battle, get up to the front. What are you going to have to do to stay out front and stay clean?
Lead all the laps, I guess. I don't know. They had trouble. I mean, I just don't want to be caught up in some stuff. If I lay back and chill, I might just get caught up in bad stuff. So usually it plays pretty good to me when I stay up front.
Well, you know, again, unfortunately, I don't believe. No, you didn't make the Elite 8 on this one, but you know, you still got a race to win. I mean, you get your name into that roster of winners for the season. And but man, awesome job on the pole tonight. Congratulations, and man, just go give them everything you got, brother.
Oh, I'll try, man. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
We'll get him back down to his room. We'll get this off of here real quick. Before we get to our pre-race analytics, let's go ahead and get to our Maxspeed TV starting grid. Here for Monday Night Row 1 on the pole, Vicente Guerrero in that 14 machine. To his outside will be the number 44 of Anthony English. Row number 2 on the inside, the 88 of Gabe Butler. To his outside, that 62 of Les Levy. Starting row number 3, the number 1 of Josh Ball. To his outside will be the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Row number 4, the 99 of Alex Giffen. Starting on the inside. To his outside, the 071 of Eric Laurie. Row number 5, the 47 of Richard Kuhn. To his outside is the 04 of Mark Mann. Row number 6, the number 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. to his outside, the number 85 of Adam Kilday. Row number 7, the 36 Stephen Luttrell to his outside will be that 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 8, Dustin Loxton in the 81 machine. His outside will be the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Starting row number 9 on the inside, the 11 of Kenny Real to his outside will be the 13 of Andy Brigante. Row number 10 on the inside, the 19 of Zach Workman to his outside will be the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Row number 11 will be the 53 of Dave Hunt on the inside, the 87 of Adam Schrumpf to his outside. Starting row 12 will be the 16 of Nate Warren and the 71 of Sean McCara. Row number 13, the 46 of David Overstreet to his outside, the 5 of Rick Sanchez. And of course, our last driver, the 28 car field, missing somebody, but they're not showing up. I don't know who I'm missing, but the 83 of Douglas Johnson will be the 28th car in the field. Trying to see, oh, the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Didn't see him on the grid, but here we go, folks. We are green flag racing Elite 8 finale right here at 08 Daytona, Bumpy Road Daytona. The worst track in iRacing, whatever you want to call it, guys. The Chevrolet green flag is flying. Vicente Guerrero getting a good start. Got a great push there by that 88 of Gabe Butler. Josh Ball looking to the outside, getting in front of the 44 of Anthony English. Buttkicker, yep, I agree. Definitely. They're coming around turns 1 and 2. They're going to come down that dispatch. Oh no, they're coming out of 3 and 4. My apologies, folks. Lost where I was at on track. Josh Ball to the outside with that number 44 of Anthony English. Ooh, big move by the 04 Mark Mann down to the inside line. Stephen Luttrell right there as well. Side-by-side racing right now. Kenny Real to the outside of the 53 of Dave Hunt. Ooh, a little bit of door going on between the 46 of David Overstreet and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. We got the 71 of Sean McCara right there. Just a little bit, folks, so I can see what's going on. Back up to the front, Josh Ball was able to clear the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, moved down to the inside line, out to the front of the pack. Let's go ahead and take a look at our pre-race analytics. Right now, our air temperature of 81 degrees, 50% humidity. Cloudy skies, an 8-mile-an-hour wind, a track temperature right now of 95 degrees. Not too bad at track conditions. Guys, we are 3 wide already. Zach Workman and Hunter Reynolds to the outside. Getting that run on the 44 of Anthony English. 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. coming up with them as well. Ooh, Jeff with a big move back down to the middle. Almost got him out of shape. 19 coming up there into that middle line. He's going to help push Vicente Guerrero out to the front. Vicente drops down to the inside line. You're going to see a lot of that back and forth movement, especially with the track temperatures and everything. I see Netsby out there. How are you? Or Moose Pie, I should say. Moose Pie out there. How are you doing? Yeah, you know, of course, we all know how bad. I gotta turn that down. I don't know why that was the only wasn't getting turned down. But yeah, I mean, we all know how bumpy '08 Daytona is, how bad it affects. We can actually go ahead and look on board with our leader right now, the 14. As the 19 comes around him on the outside, you can see how that track is already making him work that steering wheel into those corners. All the way through the corner, it does get a little bit better coming out. You see him not fighting that wheel as much to keep the truck straight. Then a big bump right there before the start-finish line. As they come around turns 1 and 2. I just seen the, I seen Moose Pie's name, and I just seen the pie, and I was like, wait a minute, that's Netsby. Oh, wait a minute, no, that's, that is Moose Pie. I figured you were watching anyway. I mean, even if you don't chat, you're usually out there rooting on the number 5. Speaking of the number 5, he is back here towards the back. He's kind of hanging out at the moment, running his race as usual. But a big battle up here for the lead. Oh, I see somebody with the black flag. And we're going to have our first caution of the night. Let's take a look here and see what happened. It happened right there in front of Doug Johnson. I mean, that's who it took me to, but let's go back here. Let me get my camera turned around. Let's go to a far chase. Happened right here with Andrew Schroeder. Looked like maybe a little bit of a bumper hook from the 87 of Adam Schramm. You see Adam dropping down towards that bottom line and just hooks Schroeder right there. Sends Schroeder down in to the 16 of Nate Warren. It collects those two guys. We've got guys that are scattering everywhere, though. As Doug Johnson, Lynn McNeese all dropped down. Adam Schramm, the only one with the meatball flag, so that's going to bring out our first caution of the night, folks. Wow, that is loud. Should not be that loud. Like I said, I went through and adjusted all of my volumes, and yet it still wants to do that. Jeff Crosby Sr. out there in a chat. Now, usually he is out there on the track, but he is in our chat tonight rooting on Junior, so Set 46 with the Dell Jr. or Tony Stewart throwback. Yep. The old Home Depot truck. I think there was somebody else. I think it was Lynn McNeese with a he is, that may be a throwback as well, Everett. I'm not 100% sure. Some of these guys are, yeah, Daryl Wattrip. Some of these guys are running their own paint. Some of them are running throwbacks. Of course, we are on Jeff Crosby Jr. right now that we were talking about Senior being out in chat, out there in that 33 truck. As we get ready, come back around lap number 10. We should go double file here. Get stacked up, ready to go once again for the restart. Again, we are on the Elite 8, final race of the Elite 8. We got leaders and stuff coming back down pit road. Got some juking going on. But the leaders are coming down pit road. Josh Ball, your current leader. Anthony English in a second. Gabe Butler staying out in a third. Excuse me, Alex Giffen fourth, and Hunter Reynolds rounding out your top 5. David Overstreet has taken his car behind the wall, it looks like. No, he is back out. Coming off of pit road. Adam Schramm with the meatball flag, trying to get damage fixed so he doesn't have to use his fast repair so quick or this early in the race. You only get one fast repair. We have 2 GWCs. 50% fuel, I believe, is what we're at tonight. Let me see if I can find that here real quick. 45% of fuel, so we're probably looking at about 14 to 17 laps on a tank of fuel. So, of course, we do have 2 stages. White flag for stage 1 will come out at lap 25. Lap 26 will be the end of stage 1. Of course, if we have a caution after lap 21, that's going to end the stage early. It'll be whoever was in first. Chevy Lane green flag back out once again. Here we go on the loud pedal crossing the start finish line for lap number 11. A good jump by Anthony English. He is going to have some people pushing him. That is the 99 of Alex Giffen, the 12 of Zach Rich, the 04 Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, Dustin Loxton to the outside line, Josh Ball, Gabe Butler, Hunter Reynolds, Richard Kuhn, Les Levy, Jimmy Reynolds as Adam Kilday drops it down to the inside. Everybody else still down on that inside line. 81 of Dustin Loxton finally comes down to that bottom line. Zach Workman looking to get pushed up to the front. He does have some help from Jeff Crosby Jr. behind him, and these guys are having a hard time keeping these trucks straight. And I'm going to tell you, that can spell disaster, especially if you're getting bumped. Or if you're getting pushed really well, excuse me, and you start swaying back and forward, that's a recipe for disaster, because the truck behind you is going to scrape your bumper and end up bumper hooking you, and it's likely to end both of your night. We're going to have another wreck as the 99 of Alex Giffen. He is hard into the outside wall. That's going to collect several guys here. Let me see if I can find Alex here. Get on his truck. And we will take a look at the replay here. As we get on him, you can see him getting a little bit, oh, just a bad shot from Zach Fritsch in the corner. Tried to give him a bump and got him off center. Well, that sends him down into the 47. Mark Mann somehow getting by that. And Zach Workman, he is shooting down to the middle. Well, unfortunately, there's somebody down there of the 17 of, oh, and then the 16, Nate Warren, he tags the 99 of Giffen. As down on the inside, you can see the 62 of Les Levy getting sideways. As the 48 of Schroeder makes it by David Overstreet as well. Well, that's going to put Andrew Schroeder or Alex Giffen down on pit road. Douglas Johnson on pit road as well. Adam Schramm still down on pit road. It looks like Alex may have taken his car behind the wall. Gabe Butler going to be your leader right now. Josh Ball in a second. Anthony English third. Hunter Reynolds fourth. Mark Mann in fifth. Adam Kilday sixth. Zach Fritsch seventh. Jimmy Reynolds eighth. Richard Kuhn coming down pit road. But Zach Workman in ninth. Jeff Crosby Jr. in 10th. Sean McCarr at 11th. Stephen Luttrell in 12th. Kenny Reel in 13th. Vicente Guerrero, Les Levy. All them guys down pit road, coming off of pit road now. Looks like Vicente Guerrero's down on pit road still. David Overstreet coming off of pit road. Vicente coming out of his pit box now. Doug Johnson in his pit box, as well as Adam Schramm. Well, guys, we're going to step aside real quick. We're going to hear from our league sponsor, Buttkicker. Hang tight. We will be right back. We come back, I noticed that a couple of guys that showed crashed. They are down off on the apron. They may have stepped aside real quick. Sometimes the drivers will do that. The 99 of Alex Giffen coming off of pit road. Looks like they may have extended the caution of one lap. We'll see what happens here because the lights on the pace car are still on. I was needing to see something. I've seen a little bit of a blink on my iRacing of making sure I wasn't getting a packet loss. You know, sometimes the drivers will do that. They have to step away for a minute. Instead of staying on pit road, they come out and they basically, it allows them to keep their spot. John Black out there. How are you doing, Mr. John? Good to see you, buddy. Honestly, I've never done that, Brendan, but you know, Jeff Crosby Sr. is one of our drivers out there. Maybe he can enlighten us. Again, I've seen drivers do it when they've had to step away from their cockpit for just a second. They'll go do something like that. So we get ready to go back green here, folks. Our Chevy Land green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. It might get a little bit loud here, but we're going to jump in there and turn it down real quick. As we get going here, that is Josh Ball on the inside with Gabe Butler. Gabe Butler to the outside with Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Jimmy Reynolds, Jeff Crosby Jr., Stephen Luttrell, Dustin Logston, Nate Warren, like Dave Hunt, Tite Guerrero, and Rick Sanchez. Down on the inside line, you got Josh Ball, Anthony English, Mark Mann, Zach Fritch, Sean McCara, Kenny Reel, the 47 of Richard Cooley, 071 of Eric Morey, 46 of David Overstreet. Guys, we're 3 wide. Once again, that is Zach Workman to the outside line with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., the 81 of Dustin Logston, trying to get that third lane to get some momentum. 16 of Nate Warren out there trying to get in that grab. That second and Adam Kilday going to the outside. Going to give them another truck. Oh, big move. That bump got him. That bump had to have got him. Adam Kilday hard into the outside wall. That's collecting quite a few guys there. Hang tight. Let's take a look here, and we'll see what happened here. Let's go ahead and get a rewind on this, and let's get on Adam Kilday. Trying to get on the right camera angle here, folks. See Adam jumping to the outside. Let me get this turned down just a little bit. Oh, right there with Gabe and Butler. I don't know what that was, if that was net code or... or what? I want to go to a chase view, and I want to go to, where is Hunter Reynolds at? As we look at this a little, oh, that was that the bump that got him? Right there, we see Gabe Butler, just his truck went to the outside. Just, I don't know if that bump got him or what, but man, that sent him hard into the outside, got into Adam Kilday. That sent Adam up into the wall. It could have been a blowout, or again, there is not a smooth spot on this track. It is bumpy everywhere, and it will just that bump will take the rear. As we can see what it did to Gabe, it just shot that rear end out to the right, and that got him down into Josh Ball, and then just caused a chain reaction. I think it could have been maybe some net code, but it really looked like that bump got Gabe. Gabe's going to have some damage to his truck. Well, let's see. I want to see if Gabe will talk to us. Gabe, buddy, man, did that bump get you, or what happened there? What'd you feel?
I'm not sure, man. All I know is I got wrecked. I felt like I got turned, and I don't know if it was net code or what.
Well, I mean, Hunter was behind you, but he never touched you going into that turn. Excuse me. It looked like you hit that big bump there on that second lane, and the rear of your truck just shot out to the right.
No, I think it was net code off of Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, because Hunter was looking at it. After Hunter had to tow, and he was looking at it, and he said it was Anthony came up a little bit, and there was a massive amount of space between me and Anthony, and mine just turned from net code. So. Okay. Well, I mean. Yeah. It didn't seem like it was anything intentional for sure. No. So we're just making sure, kind of get an idea of what you felt and everything. Yeah. But just from looking from ours, it looked like as soon as you hit that one big bump in the middle of the turn, your rear end just shot over. So, like I said, it could have been net code from what I seen as well. But man, glad you're all right. Still out there running, buddy. Good luck, and thanks for taking the time to visit with us about it, bud. All right, brother. Have a good one.
You too. All right, we'll get him back down in there. So we heard it, net code. I kind of figured it was something because, these trucks usually are a little bit more stable, even with these big bumps here. But, yeah, that's exactly what happened. We got confirmation with Hunter seeing the replay as well. But right now, your top five: Josh Ball, Anthony English, Gabe Butler, Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby Jr. Looking for our playoff drivers. Kenny Real back here in 8th. Rick Sanchez, he is back here in 13th. Pace truck will dive off down to the safety of pit road. We get to those little white stripes. Chevy Lane green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. We are back green flag racing. Lap 21. So we have a caution. Whoever's in the lead at the time of the caution is going to be your stage 1 winner. Of course, stage ends at lap 26, so they'll come to 25. Be the white flag, and then the caution will come out on lap 26, and that will be the end of stage. Josh Ball right now looking to get that stage win. Anthony English, both of those guys out there. Mark Mann, one of your playoff drivers. Jeff Crosby Jr., playoff driver. Gabe Butler, Josh Ball. So we got 4 of our playoff drivers up front here. 5 counting Kenny Real right there. You can tell by the green spoilers on their trucks. Lap 22, here we go, coming around turns 1 and 2. Going to come down the back stretch and push to the outside with Mark Mann. Jeff Crosby Jr. jumping up out there as well. Trying to get that second lane working. Ooh, big wiggle by the 81 of Dustin Logston. Right there in front of Kenny Real. We come down to the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. We are looking at 3 wide. That is the 19 of Zach Workman and the 16 of Nate Warren on that third line. Josh Ball right now poised to take the stage win if he can stay out front. Gabe and Anthony going back door to door, and the 33 goes to the outside into that third lane. Here we go. Lap 23 in the books. Coming down the back stretch, that third lane, just not a whole lot of momentum to get them pushed up to the front. But Jeff Crosby Jr., Zach Workman, now Jeff Crosby getting pushed out into that second lane, enough to get around the 44 of Anthony English. Anthony going to be on his bumper to try to get him pushed around that one of Josh Balls. We got guys shaking and going everywhere. We start lap 24 here. Of course, next time by will be the white flag for the stage. Jeff Crosby Jr. battling it out with that one of Josh Ball. We'll get our battle for first up here. Crosby Jr. out front by a nose. Here comes that inside line. Going to try to make that run. Coming into turns 3 and 4. Anthony English dropping down, but coming back up as he is all over the bumper of that 33. Jeff Crosby Jr. out ahead by about a half a truck length. Here we go. The stage white flag is out for stage 1. Jeff Crosby Jr. clearing the number 1 of Josh Ball. 3 wide here at 08 Daytona always gets dicey. It never fails. Ooh, we got a big wiggle. That's the 47. That's going to bring out a caution. Ooh, and I'm going to tell you guys, that took the whole front group out. Let's try to take a look here real quick. I want to catch who comes down pit road. Mark Mann goes up and over. I believe that was the 47 of Richard Kuhn that got loose there in the middle. He goes up and doors the 19. 19 pushes down on him. He catches the 1 of Josh Ball, which in turn gets in the 04. The 04 scrapes the 44. That sends him down into the 33 of Crosby Jr. And that just caused a big chain reaction. I think they're trying to figure out who is going to be your stage 1 winner. It looks like it is going to be Anthony English will be your stage 1 winner here tonight. So we'll get with Anthony when he gets done with his pit stop here. Wait for him to get done, and then we'll bring Anthony up. Well, Anthony, buddy, you got the stage 1 win. I don't know how. It was so close between you and Crosby. You guys kind of got mixed up in that little mess right there. But, well, congratulations for the stage 1 win.
Yeah, that was going to be a wild run to the finish there. I mean, it was going to be it was going to be nose to nose with me and Junior, and who knows, with that outside lane looked like they were moving again. But I don't know what happened. It looked like it all happened from behind me and Junior.
Yeah,
just kind of looked like we just kind of got like bottlenecked like into it or something. I don't know.
Well, from what it looked like to me, it looked like the 47 got loose, got up in the Workman, and got pushed back down, which got into Josh Ball. And when Josh came back up, I kind of got him turned, and he just scraped bumpers, and that sent you and Junior down to the grass.
Yeah, I mean, I know all I was doing was something hit me, pushed me down across Junior, and I know me and Junior were doing all we could to save it down the grass.
Well, I was fixing to say, I
We
mean,
did, too.
I know you own a landscaping company, dude, but it's a little late in the season to be mowing Daytona's grass for them.
It's okay. Nothing a little seed won't fix.
Oh, well, man, awesome job. Congratulations. I mean, I know you're out here to have some fun tonight. Not in the playoff picture, but I believe you have, well, yeah, you got 2 of your teammates in the playoff picture with Adam and Mark, so I'm sure there's probably going to maybe be some little help maybe later in the race. We'll see what happens.
We were trying to keep him up there at this stage, but Adam was in the wreck before, and then Mark was in that last wreck, I think, and I think it spoiled both of them from getting any stage points and such. So unfortunate, but we'll see what we can do for him these next couple stages and the rest of the race.
All right, brother. Well, good luck. Have some fun. We'll holler at you later.
Thank you, Steven.
All right, we got him back down there. And right now, though, your top, we'll just run through our field here. Anthony English in first, Gabe Butler second, Rick Sanchez up to third, Adam Kilday in fourth, Dave Hunt fifth, Andrew Schroeder in sixth, Stephen Luttrell in seventh, Doug Johnson in eighth, Kenny Real ninth, David Overstreet in 10th, Zach Rich actually getting moved up to ninth. Doug Johnson in 8th, Kenny Real 10th, Overstreet in 11th, Lori 12th, Brigante 13th, Crosby Jr. back to 14th, Les Levy in 15th, Lynn McNeese 16th, Mark Mann back to 17th, Zach Workman right there, he is actually getting moved back up, but that's going to put Mark Mann back here in, well, back to 19th. Vicente Guerrero in 20th, Dustin Loxon 21st, Hunter Reynolds 22nd, Jimmy Reynolds 23rd, Josh Ball 24th, Nate Warren 25th, Sean McCara in 26th, Alex Gippen 27th, and Adam Strom in 28th. Adam is 5 laps down, and Alex is 1 lap down. So here we go, back to that restart zone. Chevy Land, green flag back out once again. Gabe Butler getting a great jump with the 85 of Adam Kilday. Now Adam dropping it down to the inside line in front of his teammate of Anthony English. We'll see what happens here. But nobody really out there with the 88 of Gabe Butler. So Gabe is going to use that side draft as much as he can. Here comes the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Coming up with the 12 of Zach Rich, the 83 of Doug Johnson, the 11 of Kenny Real, and the 46 of David Overstreet on that outside line. Adam Kilday right now got the run on the inside line. Gabe Butler to the outside. On that second lane, 44 of Anthony English going to try to push him as best as he can. Of course, this is not the easiest track to push on because of the bumps, and each driver handles them differently. I'm thankful guys, for all of you, all the patience y'all had with me, having some technical difficulties. Man, even had issues Saturday with iRacing crashing on me right at the end of the race. We saw Vicente Guerrero going across the line sideways, and then iRacing crashed on me, didn't allow me to get back in because it was the end of the race. Guys, bear with me while I try to get these volumes because it is killing me. Well, while we're doing this, guys, we are going to go ahead and step aside. It's going to be a time, a little bit of crank it up here on Maxspeed TV. Hang tight as we do a little crank it up for you guys tonight. We'll be right back. I hope everybody enjoyed that crank it up. I was looking at our driver status, and Rick Sanchez, looks like Rick has taken his truck behind the wall, unfortunately. So Rick may have called it a night. Yes, he has. Unfortunately, that's going to end his night and his chance. I believe Rick was. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pop up our. Well, Rick wasn't in the playoffs, but I know he was out here battling for the win. Lap 36 of 100. Again, we have to make it to lap 46. If they can make it to 46, without, or actually it's lap 50-51 will be the end of stage 2. But if they have a caution after lap 46, whoever was in first at the time of the caution. But we're going to have some green flag pit stops here. It looks like Gabe Butler stays out, but Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Mark Mann down on a pit road. 10 laps on this run, and they are coming down pit road now, so excuse me. Oh, did not mean to sneeze in everybody's ear. That one just come out of nowhere. So maybe my calculations on the fuel was a little off, as Gabe Butler's going to bring this group as the 071 has to lock it down. Everybody down pit road safety: Andrew Schroeder, Kenny Reel, Stephen Luttrell, Zach Workman, Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, Josh Ball, Vicente Guerrero. And as everybody's getting into their spots, Zach Workman, Andrew Schroeder, and Lynn McNeese. Well, that left Zach Fritch out there, so 11 laps for these guys, so probably about 12 laps what we are looking at on fuel. Well, thank you, Everett. Glad you could join us tonight as well, sir. Now here comes the other group. Zach Fritch bringing that group. Dave Hunt staying out with David Overstreet, Doug Johnson. Sean McCara and Andy Brigante staying out as well. Dave Hunt, David Overstreet, Doug Johnson down the back stretch with Sean McCara and Andy Brigante. Going to keep an eye on these guys. Are they going to go another lap, or can they stretch it another lap, or are they going to have to pit this time? We'll have to wait and see. No, they are going to stay out for another lap. This 5-truck pack here, so we're definitely spread out. Adam Kilday, he is back here with Anthony English, Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby Jr. It's 071 of Eric Laurie going up to the high side. He is going to be 2 laps down. We're side by side racing. They are currently about 32 seconds behind the lead group. Dave Hunt, David Overstreet. They stayed out another lap, so that's 14 laps. So they're going to try to get as much as they can on fuel, as many laps as they can. Try to stretch that lead out. They are out here 42nd. Let's see. About 32 seconds ahead of Anthony English and this group back here. We go all the way back to Zach Fritch and then Vicente Guerrero. I see Hunter Reynolds coming down pit road now. Oh, he's got a black flag. The 99 of Alex Gippen trying not to go down another lap, staying out front of this lead group, but he is up to speed. He's just trying to get pushed around. Adam Strom is going to go another lap down. That's going to put him 5 laps down. And we have a caution. Looks like Jeff Crosby Jr., Stephen Luttrell got caught up in that. Let's take a look at this and see what happened. we are going to rewind this because we didn't exactly see, because it was on this group here. Could have been net code again. Could have been a bad push. We see the 48 right there. He kind of comes up. Oh, Kenny Real bumps the, I believe that is the 88 of Gabe Butler. That sends him up into the 33. 33 comes down and then comes back up. Comes down too far, actually. Comes back up and gets hooked by the 44 of Anthony English. And that's going to bring out our caution. Dave Hunt, David Overstreet, Doug Johnson, Sean McCarr, Andy Brigante, your top 5. Yeah, English got a little bit of that, but I don't think he's got a whole lot of damage. We're going to definitely see Dave Hunt, David Overstreet, Doug Johnson, Sean McCarr, and Andy Brigante coming down pit road. Anthony English coming down pit road as well. Adam Kilday opting to stay out with Mark Mann. Of course, they've only been out here 7 laps. But we're going to have a shootout for stage number 2 here, folks. Well, Everett Grover was out there. He's probably still out there in chat watching and Anthony is still down on pit road, so we'll see how long he stays in there. You got several guys still down on pit road. Gabe Butler still down there. So Zach Workman, Kenny Real, Hunter Reynolds. Looks like Hunter is coming out of pit road now, so. '87 of Adam Schramm looking to get the lucky dog. Yeah, I don't see Everett out there on the track tonight, so. So it looks like Adam Schramm did get the wave around. He did get the lucky dog, and we are side by side stacked up, ready to go. course, we can't forget about our green flag sponsor, Chevyland in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, go to Chevyland.com. Take a look at their inventory. You can do everything online, from the choosing to the financing, your virtual tours. I believe they have the 360 cameras that you can look around the vehicles, look inside of them. Of course, you can do all your financing online if you're going to finance, or however you want to do it. And then if you can't make it to Shreveport, Louisiana, they will deliver to you if you live in the lower 48 states. That is Chevyland.com. Go check them out. Tell them Maxspeed TV sent you. Bubba and his crew down there, Bubba Whittingham and his crew down there, will definitely take care of you guys. So, well, here we go as we come out of turn number 4, coming down through the tri-oval. That pace truck will dive off down to pit road. Adam Kilday opting to take the outside line. Is going to have control of the restart. Chevyland green flag back out once again. Here we go. We're going to have a 4-lap shootout to the finish. I should say 5-lap shootout. Ain't no party like a Maxspeed TV party. That is 100%. Workman down on the inside. We got 3 playoff drivers, 1, 2, and a 4. And we're going to have another wreck. Looks like Adam Kilday is going to be your stage 2 winner. Not exactly sure what went wrong there, but we're going to get rewind here. I don't think this was the right one. I believe that was an old one, which involved Gabe Butler. I'm trying to find where the yellow flag came out here, folks. Give me just a second. See Mark Mann going down and the 12 of Zach Fritch. Zach's trying to save it. He comes back on the track, gets into the 47. Sends the 47 up into the wall. Stephen Luttrell somehow getting by. The 99 of Alex Giffen dropping down to the grass. Anthony English checking up as well. So, well, your stage 2 winner is going to be the 85 of Adam Kilday. We will get with Adam here in just a second. Wait till he gets done with this pit stop here. He is taking 4 tires, it looks like, and fuel. So, well, Adam Kilday, your stage 2 winner, buddy. Congratulations, man. It's getting a little bit dicey out there.
Yeah. I mean, the track isn't as bad as it was last time we came to 08. The temps are about 30 degrees cooler, so we're having less instances where people are getting loose and we're just wrecking like crazy. But yeah, this has been an all right one. Unfortunately, that stage ended under yellow, and we were just in the right spot to come out with the win due to the yellow. So I guess at the end of the day, I'll take it.
Well, I mean, that is bonus points for getting a stage win. Of course, you're right now sitting at plus 13 in the points. So 13 points above the cut line. Really, in order to get locked in, buddy, you just got to have a good finish tonight.
Yeah, I already burned the fast repair earlier. It looked like the first incident. I watched it back on replay. It was like a bunch of net code in it. So for that one, I was definitely in the wrong spot. But yeah, I'm just going to try to keep this thing clean to the end and hope for a solid finish, like you said.
Well, good luck, buddy. Congratulations on the stage 2 win. That's going to give you a few more points anyway. Good luck the rest of the race and have some fun.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right, we'll get him back down to his room. And looking at our field right now, let me get this off of here. Dave Hunt going to be your leader. Jimmy Reynolds in a second. Zach Workman third. David Overstreet in fourth. Sean McCara fifth. Mark Mann in a sixth. Adam Kilday seventh. Stephen Luttrell in eighth. Dustin Loxton ninth. Doug Johnson 10th. McKinney Reel back here at 11th. Richard Kuhn in 12th. Alex Gippen 13th. Zach Critch 14th. Anthony English in 15th. Andy Brigante 16th. Lynn McNeese in 17th. Les Levy in 18th. Jeff Crosby Jr. going to come out of pit road in, well, I said 19th, but he's going to be in 20th. Andrew Schroeder is going to be in that 19th spot. Josh Ball 20th. Jeff Crosby has fallen back. Hunter Reynolds will be in 24th. Eric Laurie 25th. Gabe Butler, who looks like 5 laps down now, going to be back here 26th. Adam Strom 27th. Of course, Rick Sanchez taking his truck behind the wall, going to finish in that 28th spot. Well, these guys are going to get stacked back up, ready to go for the finish of this race. We will be at 51 to go when we get to the line here. The pace truck will dive off down to the pace safety of pit road. They see the 2 little orange lines on the wall. Chevy Land green flag back out. Here we go on the loud pedal once again. Let's finish this thing under green, folks. So we get back on the loud pedal for the finale of the Elite 8. Of course, after tonight, we will get our championship 4. Dave Hunt out to a good jump right there. Got the 19 of Zach Workman right behind him. Jimmy Reynolds on the outside with the 46 of Dave Hunt, the 04 of Mark Mann. 85 of Adam Kilday right there as well. 71, that is Sean McCara. He is behind it's like the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Or no, Stephen Luttrell's behind him. 81 of Dustin Loxton there as well. Everett Baker, you don't stop that nonsense, sir. Jimmy Reynolds, he is getting a good push, got a good push to get up there. Oh, Dave Hunt. Big wiggle by Dave down to the apron, comes back up. That is going to check up that inside line just a little bit. As David Overstreet getting a good push by the 04 Mark Mann down the backstretch. 85 of Adam Kilday right there as well. 46 does clear the 17. Ooh, the 46 coming up a little bit high. Now we're going to be 3 wide. That's Kenny Reel, Zach Critch to the outside. Mark Mann throwing a block on that 3rd lane. That's going to cause a whole lot of people going down on the apron, but a great save by everybody. David Overstreet having a little bit of problems there, but he's got the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds behind him. Mark Mann told him, we ain't doing that nonsense of 3 wide when we still got 50 laps to go. It is getting wild. Now we get a 2-for-1 here as the 85 and the 04 gets around the 46. The 46 comes up, kind of doors the 11. 46, he is having some issues with those bumps. A little bit of a push. Now he drops down below that yellow line. I get what you're saying, Belva. Hey, I don't know. Very well, he might be. You never know. A 46, he is still down on the inside line. Mark Mann, though, up to the front. Oh, we got one blinking out. That is the 83 of Doug Johnson, blinking out on that, in and out on that second lane in front of Zach Rich. $54 of 100. So that means we've got 47 laps to go. Ooh, that is the 99 of Alex, or 13 of Andy Brigante down on the apron. He finally gets back up on the racing surface. Now we got a battle up here between the 04 of Mark Mann and the 11 of Kenny Reel. 85 of Adam Kilday, the 46 of David Overstreet, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds down on the inside line, the 11 of Kenny Reel, the 83 of Doug Johnson, the 12 of Zach Rich. Here comes the 88 of Gabe Butler, but we're wrecking behind them. Stephen Luttrell, oh, Dave Hunt hard into the outside wall. Several trucks involved in that. That's going to bring out another caution, and all of a sudden I got a cramp in my foot. Let's take a look here, folks, as we get on the action here. I think it's already started up ahead of them. I believe Dave Hunt. Let's do a rewind here. So we get on Dave Hunt here. Dave Hunt kind of coming up. Stephen Luttrell kind of coming down. They meet in the middle. Stephen gets the worst of it. Gets spun around. Dave Hunt just pushes him back around on the track. And there's the number 1 of Josh Ball. Did they touch? Yeah, they did. The 36 clips the 53. Sends the 53 sideways. Oh, hard into the outside wall. And the 81 of Dustin Locks, nowhere for him to go. Alex Giffen making a big move down to the bottom. Don't look like Stephen Luttrell got a whole lot of damage. I do see that bumper maybe shaking just a little bit, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of damage to his truck. As we go back live here, folks. All right, Everett Baker, this is your fault, buddy. You jinxed it. You said it. Charlie Kirk truck. Who's running a Charlie Kirk truck? That's what I'm wondering, cause no, the 99, that is Alex. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, guys, we, as a nation, we've had a bad, past week. Not only with what happened to Charlie, but to the Ukrainian lady on the bus or on the train, the Colorado incident, everything that's going on in our nation. We need to pray for everybody. We're not gonna get into that tonight, folks. We already said something about that, but we really need to pray for our nation to come together and stop all this nonsense. I mean, what has happened over the last week is just beyond my comprehension, and we need to treat everybody with dignity, love, and respect. No matter your views, no matter your religious beliefs, it doesn't matter. We are founded on the freedom of religion. We're founded on different religions, Catholic, Protestant, Baptist. It doesn't matter. Just like our Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God. And that's what we need to be right now. And we are going to leave it at that, folks. And yes, we are a little over halfway of this race. We are coming up on lap 59 of 100. Kenny Real, your leader. Adam Kilday, second. Mark Mann, third. Douglas Johnson, fourth. Zach Fritch in fifth. David Overstreet, sixth. Lynn McNeese, seventh. Stephen Luttrell, eighth. Sean McCarr, ninth. And Jimmy Reynolds rounding out your top 10. Pace truck down to pit road. Chevy Lane green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. Here we go. As we hit lap 59 of 100. We need to see some more green flag pit stops. These guys need to keep these trucks under control. Of course, I know we can't do much about Netco, but we still got a lot of racing left. Kenny Real, Mark Mann getting a good run on that inside line with the 84 of Lynn McNeese. But here comes the 12 of Zach Pritch and the 85, Adam Kilday. try to make that second line work. Coming down the tri-hole. Zach Fritch barely edging out the 11 of Kenny Reel. Looks like Kenny Reel is going to get that lap away from Zach Fritch. Now, Fritch is not a playoff driver, but Kenny Reel, Mark Mann, the 85 of Adam Kilday are. We'll go ahead and pull that back up. You can see Mark Mann is minus 16, so he is basically in a win or done situation. Gabe Butler is minus 3. Josh Ball is at minus 1. Josh currently back here in 19th. Adam Kilday is sitting in a pretty good spot at plus 13. Jeff Crosby Jr. is okay in plus 3, but still needs a good finish to finish the night. Right now, he is back in 21st position. Zach Workman and Kenny Reel both at plus 0. So those two guys are needing a good finish as well. We come down the back stretch. Zach Fritch and Kenny Reel door to door right now, side by side. Got a good group of trucks on the inside, a good group of trucks on that second lane. I think a lot of the loss of momentum is coming from the trucks weaving in and out of the lane. That's causing those guys to lose some momentum, to lose some draft. Back and forth between Zach Fritch and Kenny Reel right now. Even though Fritch ain't in the playoffs, he still wants that victory. I had my little fan on because it got warmer here. Now it got cold. Now the question is on pits, is this going to be a pit strategy? But looking at our pit stops, it looks like they've been out here, looks like 6 laps so far. I think we were getting anywhere from, well, I see some out here that have been out here 17 laps. So question is I guess depending on how much fuel you burn, do you pit early? Oh, come on. I do not know why iRacing does that. And it just kicked me out. Hang tight, folks. Let me get this going. I will be right back.
Thank you, sir.
Apparently, folks, I'm trying to get my sound settings all set back up. Got to turn everything, redo everything when it kicks me out. Basically, resets all my camera angles, all my volume settings. Even though I saved the track earlier, we're going to do it again. Uh-oh. Did your internet go out, Belva, or what happened? Because we are back. Oh, never mind. Rick is out. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you now. I see what you mean now. I'm a little slow tonight. I apologize. But, well, we're definitely glad to see you, Belva. Always nice to have you out there in chat, visiting with everybody. Of course, I think the world of all of our fans, and I thank you guys so much for standing by and sticking with this, even though it's not always the best of nights for us. But always love seeing you fans out there. I'm just glad that what racing we have caught has been smooth and not all herky-jerky like it was last week. Again, it just bothers me when I can't put out a good product, and I wish I knew what keeps causing my iRacing to freeze up. Doug Johnson, though, blinking out again. The 36 is deep on the trail, right on his bumper, trying to push him up towards the front. As we get back going here, folks, they coming down the back straightaway, or down to the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. And Kenny Real going to be your leader. Adam Kilday there in the second. Mark Mann in fourth. Zach Fritch in third. We come through the tri-oval here. Kenny Real going to be your leader. Lap 71 of 100 in the books. 29 laps to go, folks. We are winding this down very, very quickly. It looks like we got several drivers just a lap down. Dave Hunt is a lap down. Or no, he is a lap. Him and Hunter Reynolds are the last two car. Hunter is the last car on the lead lap. Jimmy Reynolds showing a lap down. Here we go. We got some green flag pit stops going on. Sean McCarr going to bring this group down. Zach Workman, Nate Warren, Les Levy going to bring this group down pit road. Looks like everybody made it down clean. Kenny Real, though, he is still going to be your leader with Zach Fritch on the outside. Coming around turns 1 and 2. Adam Kilday there in the bottom line. Zach Fritch going up to the high side. Looks like he is going to try to get somewhere to get to that bottom line, as he is falling back. Of course, they have a rule. You have to pit from that low line. You cannot pit from anywhere else on the track except for that bottom line. So I'm watching Kenny Real here. As now that big group, Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, Mark Mann getting tagged by the 84 of Les Levy. coming down to the pit road. Unfortunate circumstances there. Got Les Levy, or Lim McNeese, I should say, and Mark Mann getting into each other. So Mark is down on pit road. He looks like he has his left sides up. Is he going to take rights too? Or is he just going to fuel up? See Zach Fritch. He's having problems. Zach is towing to pit road. Now Dustin Lockton, Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Luttrell, Josh Ball, Jeff Crosby Jr., Andy Brigante, Andrew Schroeder, Doug Johnson, Alex Gibbon, and Anthony English coming down pit road now. Moose Pie, I haven't seen David in a while. It's actually been a while since I've seen him, to be honest with you. Show Josh Ball in the lead, but Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, and these guys still out. Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, David Overstreet. As they are coming around some traffic here. Josh Ball and Mark Mann trying to play catch up. Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, David Overstreet, Josh Ball, Jeff Crosby Jr., Richard Kuhn. Looks like Stephen Luttrell back through the field. We're kind of spread out a little bit. I don't have the big groups. Vicente Guerrero is the last car on the lead lap. But Dave Hunt is the first car a lap down. But Vicente's probably going to go a lap down here as Kenny Real in this group gets caught up with them. That Dave Hunt is in the mix, but he is a lap down, as well as Mark Mann. Now Vicente going to that second lane to stay out of their way. But Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, they must have pitted when my iRacing crashed, because they are still out here running. David Overstreet currently in third. Mark Mann, though, is trying to battle to get up on in front of the 53 of Dave Hunt, because the precaution comes out. He'll want to be up here in front of Dave to be the first car on the lead on the lap down to get the lucky dog. Moose Pie, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for visiting with us for just a little bit. Stephen Luttrell is back here with Doug Johnson, Andy Brigante, Hunter Reynolds. Looks like Gabe Butler is back here as well. Gabe is 4 laps down as of right now. But back up to the front, Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, David Overstreet, still your top 3. Dave Hunt, Mark Mann. Now Mark looking to the outside. Going to see if anybody goes with him. Nobody went with him. So he drops it back down that inside line to stay in the draft. That's draft is very, very important here at these big super speedways, because if you get out of the draft, you're done. I mean, it's hard to catch up. Again, Mark Mann looking to go to the outside. Nobody going with him, so he drops back down to stay in the draft. Again, peeking back out there. And of course, he may be trying to get some air into that truck to keep it cooled down. Looking at this lead group, it looks like Richard Kuhn is the last car in this group here on the lead lap. Dustin Logston and Andrew Schroeder are both a lap down as well. Vicente Guerrero is a lap down. And then back here, Eddie Brigante, Doug Johnson, Les Levy, Stephen Luttrell, Sean McCara, Hunter Reynolds down pit road with Eric Laurie, Jimmy Reynolds, Gabe Butler still down on his pit road, and Zach Fritsch. But back up to the front, Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, David Overstreet, still your top three. It looks like they've been out here 7 laps on this stint with 21 laps to go. They are definitely going to have to pit to make it to the end of the race. So what the main thing is when do you pit? Go as long as you can, but here comes finally somebody out with him. The 04 of Mark Mann gets around the 53 of Dave Hunt. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way as the 33 of, that is Jeff Crosby Jr. using Mark as a draft partner. The 81 of Dustin Logston and the 48 of Andrew Schroeder on that outside line. Getting a decent run with the 4 trucks on the outside. The 4 trucks on the inside needs to tighten it up just a little bit. Kenny Reel's still going to be your leader, even though Mark Mann is right there with him. Mark is a lap down, but Mark is making sure he is a lap down. Yeah, he is the first car a lap down, so again, if a caution comes out and he's not involved in it, he will get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. So guys come through the tri-oval. Jeff Crosby Jr. is really trying to push Mark up and around Kenny Reel, because if he can get up around him, then that will put Jeff Crosby Jr. in the lead. But this old bumpy Daytona, man, it is just it's hard to push and maintain a line for the pushee, I should say. As the 33 and the 81 peek to the inside, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder still right there. Oh, we're going to have a wreck. That's the 46. David Overstreet going around. Wow, finally the caution comes out. We were on David Overstreet. Let's take a rewind here. Benzit wants to be finicky. We see David Overstreet. He drops down, hits that bump. He scrapes across the bumper of the 85 of Kilday. Follows him down below the apron. You can see he's already sideways. Comes right up into the 81. And it is all over from there. The 53, nowhere to go. Right into the side. Josh Ball gets through it. Dustin Loxton, is he able to save it? Somehow Josh Ball misses Dustin. Dustin was able to save it. As the 14 gets around. David Overstreet. Ooh. Wow. What a save by the 46 to keep from getting back into that outside wall. Yeah, barely off of that outside wall. Well, with 16 to go, now it's going to be a fuel stop strategy. Going to have enough to make it through. Mark Mann, he is opting to stay out, so he will get the lucky dog. But Josh Ball will be your leader. Actually, Kenny Real will be your leader coming off of pit road. Jeff Crosby Jr. second. Josh Ball third. Adam Kilday in fourth. Richard Kuhn in fifth. Andy Brigante sixth. Les Levy coming off of pit road in seventh. Sean McCara in eighth. Doug Johnson ninth. Stephen Luttrell rounding out your top 10. Anthony English back to 11th. And David Overstreet will be in 12th. Alex Kippen still down on pit road. Hunter Reynolds on pit road. Nate Warren. Mark Mann coming down pit road. Back on the lead lap, though. Vicente Guerrero will be... They'll probably get the wave around here, because they did opt to stay out. Lynn McNeese, Eric Laurie, still showing Eric a lap down. Dave Hunt a lap down. Dustin Loxton a lap down. Jimmy Reynolds a lap down. Zach Workman a lap down. Gabe Butler is 4 laps down. Adam Schramm back out here. He is 5 laps down. Zach Fritsch is 10 laps down. Kind of curious to see what happens with Schroeder, Guerrero, McNeese, and Butler. It looks like they all got the waiver rounds. So they're going to try to get around, maybe jump into pit, get a splash of fuel before the pace car catches back up with them. I want to keep an eye on that. Mark Mann is getting caught back up. Les Levy coming off of pit road, as well as Anthony English. Alex Gippen down pit road. Nate Warren coming down pit road now. Vicente Guerrero is going to be in the lead with this group as they come down through the tri-oval. So they are not going to be able to pit. But they are back on the lead lap. Again, Kenny Real, Jeff Crosby Jr., row 1, Josh Ball, Adam Kilday, row 2, Andy Brigante, Richard Kuhn, row 3, Douglas Johnson, Stephen Luttrell in row 4, Sean McCarr and David Overstreet rounding out your top 10 in row number 5. Well, 14 viewers and only 9 likes, folks. If you haven't hit that like button, be sure you hit that like button. Of course, if you're new to Maxspeed TV, be sure you hit subscribe. Also, hit that bell icon, let you know every time we do go live. We will be off for the next couple of days and be back for the Thursday night OP Throwback Series. Let me see where those guys are going to be. As we go back, Chevyland green flag back out. As we go back, green flag racing. 14 to go, actually 13 to go at the line. Let me see, Thursday night, where is my schedule? Ooh, Thursday night, 18th of September, we will be at Darlington. We will be in the Gen 4 cars, so looking forward to that race. Darlington, one of my favorite tracks out there. I like Darlington. It's a fun track to run. Darlington and Dover are two fun tracks. Jeff Crosby Jr. going to be your leader. Out to the front, Adam Kilday in a second. Actually, Andy Brigante in a second. Adam Kilday third. Kenny Real back to fourth. Stephen Luttrell up to fourth now. But our biggest mover right now is that third place spot. Andy Brigante up 15 spots. But four of our playoff drivers are all down on that inside line. Mark Mann, he is fighting his way back up to the front. And we're 3 wide back here. That is Dustin Loxton to the outside. With the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Oh, there goes the 87 of Adam Schramm. Mark Mann gets pushed down into pit road. No caution. Oh, there's the caution. Mark Mann was making a run, but went to avoid all of that. Anthony English with the meatball flag. What happened to Anthony? Oh, right there, the 71 of Sean McCarr. Anthony with some left front damage. You can see that left front wheel really vibrating. That's going to bring us back to our live with 10 to go, folks. Andy Brigante going to be your leader. Jeff Crosby Jr. in a second. Stephen Luttrell up to third. Adam Kilday fourth. Kenny Real in fifth. Josh Ball in a sixth. Richard Kuhn in seventh. Hunter Reynolds in eighth. Sean McCarr in ninth. Anthony English in 10th. But Anthony's going to have that meatball flag, so that's definitely going to cause him problems if he don't go get that fixed. Well, guys, we're going to step aside for just a second. We will be right back. All right, we are back. I had to step aside for just a second as we get ready to go back green here. Andy Brigante, Jeff Crosby Jr., Stephen Luttrell, Adam Kilday, Kenny Real, your top 5. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Hunter's already locked in. So we got 4 of our playoff drivers here in the top 10. Yeah, they can definitely make it now. Dustin Loxton still down on pit road. Zach Workman and Jimmy Reynolds. Now, Zach is one of our playoff drivers, but he is coming off of pit road now. But it looks like Zach may be a lap down. Well, it is 9:27 Central Standard Time. So it's 10:27 on the East Coast. Still glad everybody tuned in tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in and visiting and watching this race. Now, Everett Grover, you're going to be in the same boat as Everett Baker. If y'all keep talking that nonsense out there in chat. And I thought I seen William Luttrell out there. William, you still out there with us, buddy? I hadn't seen Lorna chime in tonight either, so I figure she's probably just sitting back and watching. Well, tell Miss Lorna we said hi if she's there watching with you. All right, as we come out of turn 4, getting ready to come back to that start-finish line or the restart zone. That pace truck will dive off down to pit road. Oh, Lorna's in South Carolina. Okay. That Chevy Lane green flag back out once again. Here we go on the lap pedal. Big check up there on that bottom line. Andy Brigante slowed down to 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Looks like the 12 of Zach Fritsch down on that apron. Back up on the track, 3 wide back here in the back. That is Zach Fritsch, the 81 of Dustin Longston, the 87 of Adam Schramm. Jeff Crosby Jr. to the outside. Got the 85 of Adam Kilday right there with him. The 1 of Josh Ball and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Down on the inside, you've got Andy Brigante. Oh, the 99 of Alex Giffen going up to the wall. Well, that's going to allow Mark Mann to get back around. He does have some help as the 16 of Nate Warren jumps up to that second lane. These guys are all over the place right now. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Mark Mann dropping it down to the inside. That allows Vicente to get down in that second lane to keep from going completely 3 wide there. It's a 48 of Andrew Schroeder there in the middle. The 62 of Les Levy, the 84 of Lynn McNeese down on that inside line. But the action right now, folks, out the front. Andy Brigante battling the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, the 11 of Kenny Real, 85 of Adam Kilday, the 1 of Josh Ball. Looking at Hunter Reynolds going to that third lane. Of course, Hunter already locked in. Oh, the 36 is Steve on the trail, not liking what he's seeing. He drops down to the apron. Oh, the 12 spinning around. We're going to have another caution here, folks. With 5 laps to go. That was Zach Fritsch. Let's take a look here and see what happened to Zach. Oh, it looks like maybe. Oh, the 44. That's Anthony English. And Dustin Logston making contact here. Right there. They make contact. That sends Anthony down to the apron. The 81 of Dustin Logston goes up. Does he tap the wall? He does. That sends him right back down into the 12. And we see the wheel of the 12 just go crazy. Well, that's what brought out our caution. And then Zach Fritsch spins around, cutting through the grass. Not the greatest nights for Mr. Zach Fritsch. Unfortunately, but that's going to bring out our caution. And I believe this will be GWC attempt number 1. Jeff Crosby Jr. going to be your leader. Andy Brigante second. Adam Kilday third. Kenny Reel in fourth. Josh Ball fifth. Richard Kuhn in at sixth. Vicente Guerrero in seventh. Hunter Reynolds in 8th. Nate Warren 9th. Sean McCarr 10th. David Overstreet 11th. And Mark Mann in 12th. Andrew Schroeder in 13th. Stephen Luttrell 14th. Les Levy in 15th. Anthony English 16th. Looks like Alex Gippen, Lynn McNeese, Dustin Logston, Zach Workman all coming down pit road. Jimmy Reynolds and Zach Fritsch still down on pit road. Probably their nights are over. Looks like Dave Hunt is going to get his lucky dog, get his lap back. So he will be back on the lead lap, I believe. We go back green. Again, this will be GWC attempt number 1. Well, William, safe travels for Lorna to get back home safely, buddy. We'll be keeping her in our thoughts and prayers for a safe return for her. Again, we also need to send out thoughts and prayers to Brandon Pfeiffer, one of our OP drivers. I don't know the details. I haven't really got to talk to him about it. But his season is done due to a concussion. So be sure you guys, when you say your prayers tonight, give a little prayer for a speedy recovery for Brandon, that he is able to get through this and get back out on the track with these guys. Hey, there's Lorna. I was just asking about you, that's all. Making sure you was okay, and I figured you was out there watching. GWC attempt number 1. Let's see if we can get this thing done under 1 GWC. We know it's going to be a little bit crazy. Jeff Crosby Jr., though, on the inside. Adam Kilday, Kenny Real, Josh Ball. So we have 4 of our playoff drivers with Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, Kenny Real, Josh Ball. Hunter Reynolds already locked in, but the guys really battling for those other 3 spots are all up front here. So we're going to see what happens here coming to the end of this race. It looks like Doug Johnson has taken his truck behind the wall as well. Well, here we go, folks, coming out of turn number 4. The pace truck will dive off down to safety of pit road. GWC attempt number 1. About to be underway as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Chevrolet green flag back out. Here we go. On the loud pedal. GWC attempt number 1. Jeff Crosby Jr. with the great jump out of Kilday right behind him. We're going to see some moving going on as Mark Mann already going out to that 3rd lane with Anthony English. We are 2 laps to go. As they come down the back stretch. Oh! That's going to bring out. Is that going to bring out? Of course, it's iRacing cautions now only, and it does. We're going to have a big one here as we get a lot of trucks. Kenny Real involved. Anthony English involved. Mark Mann somehow made it through with Stephen Luttrell. Les Levy getting a piece of it. Kenny Real. Jeff Crosby Jr., Andrew Schroeder, David Overstreet, Sean McCarra, Alex Giffen. Looks like Alex has towed, as well as Zach Workman. No, Zach's still out on the track. Excuse me. Alex Giffen has towed. Eric Laurie still out on the track as well. Well, there's going to be a lot to look at on the post race here, guys. Let's take a look and see what started all of this. It looked like it was a bad push from Kenny Real, maybe onto the 13 of Brigante. Right there, just slides up the bumper. That sends him down into the 33. And then after that, it was just chaos. As Josh Ball gets turned up towards the front. But with the 16 of Nate Warren, somehow Mark Mann makes it through that. And then right up here, Kenny Real and the 26 get into each other. Mark Mann going down to the apron. Gets around that, the 48, right into the back of the 11. Vicente Guerrero, Josh Ball, Hunter Reynolds, Kenny Real, Andy Brigante, Nate Warren. Sean McCara, Alex Giffen, and then Josh Ball right into the back of the 71. Man, that was a big one. Well, here we go. This will be GWC attempt number 2. Right now, Richard Kuhn is your leader. Adam Kilday in second. Mark Mann in third. Stephen Luttrell in fourth. Les Levy fifth. Dustin Loxton in sixth. Anthony English in seventh. Dave Hunt in eighth. Jeff Crosby Jr. back here in ninth. Andrew Schroeder 10th. David Overstreet on 11th. Lynn McNeese 12th. Josh Ball in 13th. Vicente Guerrero in 14th. Andy Brigante 15th. Kenny Real back to 16th. Zach Workman in 17th. Nate Warren in 18th. Hunter Reynolds down on pit road, as well as Sean McCara. Eric Laurie in 21st. Alex Giffen out of the race. Gabe Butler in 23rd. Adam Schramm in 24th. Jimmy Reynolds down on pit road. Doug Johnson has taken his car behind the wall as well. Looks like Sean McCara and Hunter Reynolds coming back out on the track. Still on the lead lap. This will be GWC attempt number 2. Lights on the pace truck are out. We come into turns 1 and 2. We'll come down the back stretch. While these guys get ready to come back around, we're going to step aside for just a second. When we come back, we will be ready for the green flag restart for GWC attempt number 2. Hang tight. We'll be right back, folks. All right, folks, we are back coming into turns 3 and 4. We will be coming around for this restart for GWC attempt number 2. And if they can't get it done on these 3 laps, folks, that's going to be the end of the race. And then when the caution comes out, whoever is the top 3 will be your podium winners for tonight. All right, we are out of turn 4, coming to that restart zone, which will be the 2 orange stripes on the wall you see there as they're entered in that. The Chevy Lane green flag out once again. Here we go, GWC attempt number 2 underway. It's Mark Mann right there with Adam Kilday. 2 of our playoff drivers going to battle it out here. But they've got people around them. Richard Kuhn on the inside with Mark Mann. On the outside, you have the 85 of Adam Kilday, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. With 2 to go, we are going to be running pretty hard here, folks, to get back to that start-finish line. We already see guys kind of shifting back and forth. Wiggle wobble as they come around turns 1 and 2. Mark Mann down on the inside, getting a run with the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Here we go, coming through turns 3 and 4 on the back on the tri-oval. We got one going to the grass, but the white flag is out. We got a wreck going on behind, but we're going to keep our eye on this front row. Richard Kuhn out front, Adam Kilday, Mark Mann. Mark Mann really needing to win here to get into the playoff, to the championship 4. He is all over that bumper, but the 84 of Lynn McNeese looking to the outside, going to make it 3 wide, coming down the into turns 1 and 2, going to come down to the backstretch. Mark Mann, though, he is going to jump out in front of Adam Kilday, going to try to get around Richard Kuhn for the win as we come out of turn 4. Oh, Kuhn takes out Mark Mann. Anthony English with the win. Jeff Crosby Jr. in second. Adam Kilday finishing third. Let's take a look here. We're going to do a live rewind on this. What a crazy, crazy finish. Now let's go to a far chase here. That is Lynn McNeese to the outside. So we come out of the turn 4. Mark Mann looking to go to the outside. Richard Kuhn throwing a block on Mark Mann, which I don't know why he would do that other than, he's not a playoff driver. And 44 of Anthony English trying to, looks like he gave a shot to the 40 of the 47 of Richard Kuhn. That gets up into Mark Mann and at Kenny Reel. Anthony English is going to squeak out here with the victory. That's going to put Jeff Crosby Jr. in a second. Adam Kilday third. Well, hang tight, folks. We'll get our top 3 up here for the Maxspeed TV post-race interview in just a second. All right, folks, we are back as I'm getting my camera set up here. We caught up with our top 3. We're going to start with our 3rd place finisher tonight. We'll bring him down here. Adam Kilday, buddy, you were doing good in the points anyway, but this pretty much solidified and locks you into the championship 4. But let's talk about what happened coming out of turn 4 before we got to the tri-oval. A little bit of pandemonium going on there, buddy.
Yeah, dude, the final 15 laps, I was really just trying to play it safe. I want to say at the end it worked out. I was really, if a win came, the win would have been nice, but I didn't want to push anything. Especially on that last restart, I saw Len coming around the top side with a run, and I chose not to block that, but that really ended up stalling out the middle lane. So yeah, coming into turn 3, we had Mark was able to clear up middle, and there was some blocking going on up front. Everyone trying to go for a win, which is granted, so it's Monday. Monday wins are nice, but yeah, I thought the first block, when that was thrown, I thought we straightened it out and everything would have been fine. But I haven't seen the full overhead replay yet, but it looked like I was maybe going to give Mark a good shove across the line, maybe get him the win, but unfortunately that didn't turn out to be the case. But yeah, I played the conservative strat, and at the end of the day, it paid off, and I believe we're in the Final Four, so that is actually a huge goal that I haven't really told anyone, that I was really trying to aim for until now, but I thought, the coolest thing in OP would lock my way into 3 Final Fours in one season, and I think we managed to freaking pull it off this season. So
Yeah, so you're in the Final Four on Saturday. You're in the Final Four on Monday and Wednesday. I believe you're in the Final Four.
yeah, which Wednesdays is done and over with. Mann came out with that championship, but really, yeah, I want to, I think it's super cool being able to be part of all the championships this season. So we came close a couple times. We were in maybe 2 of them in one season, but that's as far as we've gotten. But yeah, I'll definitely take that for sure.
Well, let's talk a little bit before we get you to your final thoughts and shout outs. Let's talk a little bit about '08 Daytona. Of course, it is not my favorite track, but it also brings out the best and the worst in drivers. Do you think that as well, or is that just my thinking?
In my opinion, I wish iRacing would have vaulted this track along with the other stuff they vaulted. But they left it. They left it specifically for James Merritt to enjoy.
Is that what it is? Because I was wondering the same thing. This place should have been bulldozed a long time ago, because this is not one of my favorite tracks. I don't like running this, but it does bring out the best and the worst in drivers all at the same on the same race.
Yeah, it do. It's really, with the, I don't know. I remember early on in OP, probably 2023, the cars used to handle a lot better at '08. You would see 3 wide for laps on end, but over time with the updates, the way the damage model has changed on the rear end on some of the cars, the bumps, or especially in the Xfinity cars, they get a little wishy-washy here at '08. And when they changed the handling of the Xfinity car like a year and a half ago, where the car became more boaty-feely, it's that Xfinity car is a challenge to drive here, but the trucks do get a little slippery at this track, it seems, when the tires get hot and worn. But yeah, especially on the restarts towards the end, you could probably see us like drifting it, nearly losing it when we're hammering it down, trying to get up to speed. But yeah, that was probably the most sketchy part of the race, was the restarts towards the end in this track.
Yeah, I did notice a little bit of that, but you guys was able to maintain for the most part. Only a handful of cautions tonight, which really is not bad. But overall, it was a good race. Good job by you guys. Congratulations on your P3. Adam, the mic's yours, my friend. Any final thoughts, shout outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, I want to shout out to the team. It was Vendetta Motorsports tonight, and me and Mark got into a little scuffle early on. We had to use our fast repairs by like lap 20 or whatever, and but yeah, we came back from that. So shout out to a good run, good comeback from us, and we had who else was in here? Yeah, it was Richard Sanchez too was in it with us in the beginning, so I want to shout him out for the help he provided this race. Anthony on the W, and Alex Green, he usually runs with us this season, but he's not. He wasn't able to make this race tonight, unfortunately. But we'll also do a shout out to OP and the Monday crew. really any crew that admins OP throughout the week. And do shout out Maxspeed TV. You know, your time, Stephen Lane. I know you'd like to be racing out here with the boys, so you taking time out of your night, sacrifice the time out of your life to commentate and broadcast these races is really appreciated. So thank you for that, man.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for the kind words, Adam. Go celebrate. It looks like everybody's down there, getting down there in the post-race interview, so we're going to get you, or campfire, I should say. We'll get you down there so you guys can talk about it.
All right, we'll do.
All right, buddy.
Later.
All right, well, that's going to bring us to our second place finisher tonight. We'll get him up here while we do this. Jeff Crosby Jr., probably locking yourself in to the Final Four as well with this P2 finish, buddy. Man, it got a little bit hairy right there at the end. But overall, really some decent racing for a horrible track.
Yeah, man, bumpy Daytona's tough. Get the tires involved, and I just stuck it on the inside line and, just followed the leader there, and I was not moving. I was like, I got some stage points. I don't want to move, so...
Well, let's talk a little bit about that last lap coming into turns 3 and 4. Mark Mann was right there, got a good run to get around Richard Kuhn. It looked like a little bit of blocking going on, and then you guys got the run. Unfortunately, Mark was involved in that big wreck coming out of turns 4, coming through the tri-oval, and you and Anthony was just right there at the right place at the right time. But what did you see out your windshield?
Yeah, like you said, Mark had to make a move. I mean, he was kind of in a must-win situation, which obviously you're going to do what you got to do. But I just kind of stayed where I was at and followed whoever was in front of me and just kind of kept it sticking there on the inside line. And I was not going to move outside or whatever. Kind of got tangled there on the first restart, the green-white checkered. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was 3 wide or whatever, but I was leading the inside line. And I really thought I had it because I had Adam behind me, and he's a heck of a pusher. Yeah, I don't know. I just stuck to the yellow, and I was like, I'm staying here. I'm not moving.
Well, on the first one, it looked like Kenny Real just scraped the bumper of Alex Giffen because he was to your outside, and that just shot him down into you, and that kind of ended that GWC attempt. But it was just looked like maybe a bad push and just scraped his bumper, which, it does happen here, especially at bumpy Daytona, because sometimes these trucks are really hard to control and keep, as we've seen throughout the broadcast tonight. Guys was just weaving back and forth.
Yeah, it's these trucks. Once those tires wear, especially when you get in the tri-oval, you gotta be careful with the steering wheel because they will go left, especially if you go below the apron. I'm pretty sure you guys probably saw a lot of left going in the tri-oval, so below the yellow. So it is a little scary seeing it, but I mean, a lot of these guys can control it pretty well, and I'm just glad we were able to stick it and come out P2.
Well, we're waiting on actual confirmation from Jimmy, but it does look like you have made the top 4. You were right there at +3 coming into tonight above the cut line, so definitely a decent night for you, buddy, coming in. Of course, Senior was out in chat on the broadcast, rooting you on, of course, as always. But man, like I said, really for bumpy Daytona and for as tough as these trucks can be controlling, it was really a great race. We only had a handful of cautions the whole night.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. We were able to keep it straight and had really good stage finishes, and the finish was great. Obviously, I know we had 1 green-white checker or 2 green-white checkers, and yeah, no, it was good. The bumpy Daytona it's tough. It's a tough racetrack. It's especially with these trucks. The B cars can handle a little bit better, but these trucks, man, they get squirrely in that tri-oval, and that's where wrecks usually happen. But all in all, I mean, it was a great race.
Well, of course, the Callaway 33, man, done a great job tonight. Congratulations, Jeff, on your P2 finish. The mic is yours. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give?
Yeah, man. Thanks to you in the broadcast booth. Appreciate you for calling the race. We'll go back tomorrow and look at it. Give a shout out to FSR. I know Workman was trying really hard. I don't know what the point situation is, but he's got to be close. He might be. So we might have 2 FSR drivers for the Final Four, and give a shout out to Dad Senior. He's on vacation. He's in Myrtle Beach. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Appreciate you. And give a shout out to my wife for watching and cheering me on. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we're in the Final Four, and we're going to bring it our all next week.
All right, Jeff. Well, go celebrate, brother. Congratulations on your P2 finish. We will catch you next week, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week, sir.
Oh, yeah, man. We'll talk to you next week.
See you, buddy. All right. Well, that's going to bring us to, well, let's just call him our dark horse, I guess you could say. Your race winner tonight. The number 44 of Anthony English, missing a left front fender there, Anthony. But man, what a crazy finish, you guys. Always give us a exciting, crazy finish sometimes. Well, most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of lucked into this one. Kuhn kind of went up to block Mark's run. He came back down, and I gave him a bump, and the bump just shot him up into Mark. It's kind of one of those bittersweet ones where I thought Mark was going to win, and then I thought I was going to push Richard to second, if anything, and then the bump was just with the run that we had with him and just shot him up there, and then we ended up getting by and getting the win. So yeah, it's one of those bittersweet moments. We were definitely trying to help Mark stay up front and get as many points as he could there.
Yeah, because he was definitely in a must-win situation. Unfortunately, with him finishing where he finished at, I don't think he is going to make it. It looks like, from my calculation, of course, it really depends on what everybody does. But it looks like it's going to be Hunter Reynolds, Jeff Crosby Jr., Adam Kilday, and looks like maybe could be Josh Ball.
It's either going to be Josh Ball or Kenny Real, probably.
Yeah. Well, Josh finished in 10th and Kenny finished in 11th. So really it's going to depend on what they got on, like stage points and stuff like that. So won't know that until they announce it. But I know Jimmy and them will take a look at that. But, man, let's talk a little bit about the race tonight, Anthony. It really we've been having some good OP races here lately.
Yeah, I don't know. I think tonight was just crazy.
I mean, we had, 94 green flag laps Saturday, which, was amazing. Tonight we only had a handful of cautions tonight. Of course, bumpy road Daytona, it's a tough track anyway, and it's like I told these other guys, to me it seems like it brings out the best in drivers and the worst in drivers all at the same race.
Yeah, I like it, especially when it is like it was today. I mean, it was a lot easier to handle earlier, and then as the race went on, it kind of got hotter and it kind of got slicker. And God forbid you try to take right side tires at all. Like you had to take lefts or take fours just because it was just so squirrely no matter what you did. So it was definitely hard to handle on crummy tires there.
Well, of course, you were a part-timer for y'all's team this season. Is there talks of you coming on full-time next season?
Yeah, I'll be back full-time next year.
Oh, awesome.
For sure.
Yeah, all right.
Just this season with everything going on with the heart and stuff, you can't put a full effort into it with how competitive Monday is and even think about making the playoffs. So I'm kind of on a support role the last few races, and the last one that we'll have with the team. He's trying to just trying to be an extra pusher, a person there to help them and stuff. And yeah, like you said, kind of lucked into tonight. I didn't expect it at all. I had a little bit of damage from the wreck before that, and I thought I was going to be lucky enough to succumb to a top 5.
And you would have been okay with that for sure. But like I said, awesome race. It was a good race to call. Handful of cautions, so not a bad night, not a bad team night for you guys as well. Could have been better, but hey, it is '08 Daytona. Well, Anthony, brother, the mic is yours. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, bud?
Yeah, big shout out to you, Steven, and Maxspeed TV, Joshua, Jeremy, everybody, all that's involved in what they do, Nerditude, and all those guys, Peter, that help you out with all the stuff that you do too. A big shout out to everybody that puts it together. Without you guys, it wouldn't be so awesome to watch back the next day all the time. Big shout out to the admins, everything that they do to keep this rolling and putting up with everybody's beef and the crazy drive and the good and the bad races and stuff like that. It's hard to deal with, and everybody makes mistakes and stuff. So it's just one of those deals, But a big shout out to everybody watching at home, whole family, friends, the teammates, Adam and Mark. We did what we could to try to get some good finishes tonight, and I feel bad for Mark. I thought we had him a good finish there at the end, and it all kind of got mustered away. So, is what it is, And then everybody who's come on board to do what they do. I think Buttkickers last season on board with us. A big shout out to them and everything that they've done for us as a sponsor. It was great to have them aboard for as long as we did and everything. And we look forward to what we have coming up in the future.
Absolutely, brother. Well, go celebrate your victory tonight, Anthony. We're going to get you down to that post-race campfire. Go enjoy yourself. Go celebrate, brother, and we will see you on Saturday.
See you on good, man.
All right, brother.
Later.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to bring us to our unofficial results. Of course, this is pending any admin stuff. So we'll take a look at our results here real quick. Let me get that turned off. Anthony English with the win. Jeff Crosby Jr. in second. Adam Kilday finishing in P3. Lynn McNeese in fourth. David Overstreet in fifth. Dustin Logston in sixth. Andy Brigante in seventh. Dave Hunt in 8th, Nate Warren 9th, Josh Ball in 10th, Kenny Real finishing in P11, Stephen Luttrell in 12th, Richard Kuhn in 13th, Mark Mann finishing P14, Hunter Reynolds in 15th, Zach Workman 16th, Vicente Guerrero in 17th, Sean McCarr in 18th, Andrew Schroeder 19th, Eric Lordy in 20th, 21st was Les Levy. 22nd, Gabe Butler. 23rd, Alex Giffen. Let me get that switched over. 24th was Adam Schramm. 25th, Zach Fritsch. 26th, Jimmy Reynolds. 27th, Doug Johnson. And rounding out your 28 truck field tonight, the number 5 of Rick Sanchez. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight on Maxspeed TV. Do appreciate everybody tuning in out there in chat. Everett Grover, William and Lorna Luttrell, Everett Baker out there, Moose Pie Belva, Brendan Kennedy out there in a chat. Jeff Crosby Sr. popping in there as well. John Black tuning in. Netsby tuning in as well. I believe that is it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Do appreciate every single one of you. Hope everybody has a great rest of your week. We will be back Thursday for the OP Throwback Series right here on Maxspeed TV. Also, I think Josh and Jeremy will be back for the J&K List Services on Thursday night. Back to a racing for them guys as well. So we'll have a double broadcast on Thursday. Until Thursday night, folks, please, like I said, enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and have a good night.